Hey, Maggie, how you doing back there? Oh, so helpless.
The most inappropriate messages in kids' shows. Rude removal, Dexter's laboratory. For a kids' show aimed towards 5 to 8-year-olds, Dexter's lab pushed its boundaries. It aired an episode about Dexter and his annoying sister Dee Dee mistakenly dividing themselves into rude and behaved versions of themselves. We see Dexter mooning the viewers and Dee Dee giving the finger. Blame It on Lisa, The Simpsons. The Brazil Tourist Bureau threatened the makers of the 13th episode of the 15th season of The Simpsons after they displayed Brazil as nothing more than a rat-infested, crime-ridden slum. The creators of the show were actually quite surprised that out of all the countries they parodied, Brazil did not share in their dark sense of humor. One Beer, Tiny Toons. For a lighthearted cartoon, the Looney Tunes spin-off made a brash move when they decided to animate the young Toons stealing a beer from their parents. Immediately, they become drunk, grow stubble, hit on their toddler-aged female friends, and camp out in dark alleyways. Beauty and the Beach, Pokemon. Misty decides to enter a bikini contest. Team Rocket enters the contest as well to prevent Misty from winning. Even James entered the contest wearing an inflatable bodysuit that gives the appearance of fully mature breasts. He taunts the prepubescent Misty by saying, "Maybe when you're older, you'll have a chest like this." Can you say child sexualization? Don't Whiz on the Electric Fence, Ren and Stimpy. The show in itself typically goes very far, but in this episode, Stimpy finds a new best friend who ends up destroying Ren's most treasured personal belongings. Ren becomes so outraged that he threatens them both by saying he'll gouge their eyeballs out and rip their lips out of their faces.
I'm gonna tear your arms out of the socket.
Carrot Blanca, Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny manages to trick Yosemite Sam into locking himself in a prison cell. Yosemite faces a rather bulbous cellmate with bulging midriff and pretty pink bunny slippers, gesturing that there's only one bed in their shared cell. The subtlety is out the window once we gaze upon the cellmate's "nobody can hear you" grin. Bugs just sentenced poor old Yosemite to an eternity of prison rape. Helga's love poem to Arnold in Hey Arnold. We all remember the secret affection Helga had for Arnold, even though she was also the worst possible bully ever towards him. But only in the heart-wrenching confession of a love poem that she writes for him in her diary do we truly understand just what Arnold does to her physically.
Arnold, you make my girlhood tremble.
Is this show still for kids? SpongeBob SquarePants' biggest realization. There's a reason why 20-something-year-olds still find this show pretty enjoyable. Everything from Gary catching SpongeBob watching sea urchin porn, to jokes about dropping the soap, and even animating Squidward getting experimental with one of his tentacles. There are adult jokes planted everywhere, but can we talk about how the Krusty Krab is in Bikini Bottom? Electric Soldier Porygon, Pokemon. When Pikachu blows up some missiles in cyberspace, the animated explosion resulted in strobing red and blue lights. Each Pokemon episode is 30 minutes long, which means that this episode managed to hospitalize a child every 2.5 seconds due to seizures, nausea, dizziness, and blurred vision. This symptom has now been named Pokemon Shock. Hooker in Toy Story. We're adding this moment in as a very honorable mention because yes, there was in fact a hooker in Toy Story. Can you see it in this screenshot of the Abomination toys? Yes, this is in fact a hooker.